Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, today's show is sponsored by Deters Law. Well, on the weekends, there's so much that happens that today's show is a little long, but I'm going to cover 32 topics, nice and concise. First, Donald J. Trump is coming to the Kentucky Derby, and he's holding an event during the Kentucky Derby. Lots of speculation who may or may not be there. All right, then Trump went this weekend to Nebraska to campaign for a guy named Herbster, who's running for governor of Nebraska. A lot of controversy around him, but Trump's endorsement lately has been obviously doing lots of big things for those he endorses. Durham has come out and said unequivocally that the Hillary Clinton campaign fed the mainstream media completely false information about Donald Trump. It's unbelievable. Hillary Clinton is just evil, a disgusting human being, belongs in prison. Ohio Tuesday, which is tomorrow, all the elections that are going down, lots going on, and you need to make sure you vote if you haven't done early voting. The Correspondence Dinner, National Correspondence Dinner was held, and Joe Biden comes out there and he's making jokes. And he makes a joke about how the press is the only people that are below him in his poll numbers. Says a lot. But here is some, you know what? There's some things that you think about that, Joe Biden laughing about how bad inflation is. Man, what a bad look, isn't it? Joe Biden laughing about inflation. I don't know. I want to promote Freedom Fest. Why? Because we got a new meme out. Because we've added Kimberly Guilfoyle and Corey Lewandowski to the lineup. Folks, mark your calendar. That's why I keep posting this. I want your calendar marked so you don't plan anything else for the day. From 4 o'clock to 10 o'clock on Saturday, September 10th, Eric Trump, Candace Owens, Kimberly Guilfoyle, Seth Dillon, the president of Babylon Bee, Corey Lewandowski, yours truly, and a whole bunch more. Trump bikers. There's going to be lots of speakers. Rand Paul kickoff. I went to the Rand Paul kickoff in Oldham County on Saturday evening. I would say 400 to 500 people there, and I didn't stay very long, but I'm going to do a special show about two of my quote-unquote favorite people and my attending that event. Ministry of Truth. You believe this? Ministry of Truth. This disinformation board that they're going to have. I mean, it is right out of, it actually is right out of 1984 George Orwell. I mean, it is Joe Goebbels propaganda, boom. Can't make it up. And the Department of Homeland Security is in charge of it. It's now reported that Putin might be undergoing some kind of a cancer surgery, that these rumors about his illness are in fact true. You know, death is the great equalizer. You're going to die, I'm going to die, we're all going to die. Can you imagine what it's like for people like Putin to meet death? Because for some reason they think that they're immortal and what life's all about. I mean, it's pretty interesting. And at the same time, it's pretty scary. Amber Heard will be testifying this week. She fired her PR team saying she's got bad press. I can tell you right now, these celebrities and famous people waste more money on PR teams and lawyers than anybody in the face of the earth. The Cincinnati Reds are now 3-18. I think that's national news. We're covering local news too. By the way, speaking of this disinformation board, the head of it is this chick named JANKOWICZ. She's 33 years old. A liberal whack job. How do people like this get in these positions? Cost of diesel fuel, all-time high, causing a lot of truckers to just plain flat out quit because they can't make it. In North Carolina, parents are having to step in to stop a Satan club. If you don't think this is a war versus good and evil, we now have to fight to keep Satan clubs out of schools. Who would have ever thought? Meghan Markle's show on Netflix has been canceled, her animated series. Who's going to watch anything? The Obamas, Meghan Markle, who's going to watch their shows? What are they going to produce? Man, they just rape these platforms that pay them all that money. The NFL draft concluded. I hope everybody that you wanted your team to draft got taken. Under 18 future voters, it's come out that says they would overwhelmingly vote for the Republicans by 2/3 margins. Hope for our future of our country. Antifa's throwing bombs at Portland crowds, Portland police crowd. Have we heard from LeBron James? Have we heard from Oprah? Have we heard from anybody about that? No. De Blasio, talk about a disconnect. I can't stand these kind of people. De Blasio is staying, despite all the debt, despite all the problems, despite all the woes, he's staying in a $600 a night joint in New York City. Inflation has reached a point to where Americans are getting scared. That breaks my heart. Should never be the case. Growing, and I mean growing, it's just growing amongst Republican circles, for an independent counsel to look up Hunter Biden's colon, which it needs to be done. HERTZ facing lawsuits about 100 people being falsely arrested. Why? Wrongfully reporting that they've stolen a vehicle when they've ridden a vehicle. Bill Gates just won't shut up. Bill Gates says there's going to be another wave of coronavirus coming our way. You know what? How you go out makes all the difference in the world. You can live an incredible life, and how you, quote unquote, go out is a big deal. Look at Weinstein. Look at all of these people. How you go. Look at Hillary Clinton. How you go out matters. Bill Gates, is Bill Gates just not a caricature of a clown, what he's become? I think so. 2,000 Mules, D'Souza, I love this guy. He does great work. Movie coming out on a Rumble platform in theaters, and he shows how they harvested these ballots. Over 400,000 of them. It's crazy. It's black and white. Apple workers are saying that going back, making them go back to work, Tim Cook, is racism. You can't make it up. The battle for Ukraine continues day in, day out. You know, we can't ever get used to this. Another general was killed. The bombing, just the indiscriminate bombing has gone on. The Russian military's been so broken up, though, that they're having to rearrange their game plan. I mean, let's face it, Russia is never going to conquer and control Ukraine. Bill Maher came to the aid of Elon Musk and Twitter and Babylon Bee and all the silliness. You know, Bill Maher was smart. He got the message. He's like, wait a minute. An old liberal like me, this is not what we stand for. By the way, wouldn't you be all right with a national debate between the old school liberals and ourselves? Absolutely. Both really love the country. That isn't the case now. Stock market went down in April. We'll see what happens in May. Very bad month for May. Elon Musk punked AOC. You know, she went after him and he says, stop hitting on me. Remember AOC, if you go after AOC, it's a way of flirting and hitting on her. New poll in the Ohio Senate race, pretty interesting. Vance at 26, Mandel at 24, and Dolan up now to 21. Folks, this race is not over yet. And does Mandel, with Ted Cruz helping him, and Dolan by staying out of the fray, can they close? It's going to be interesting. Last but not least, good old Mike Lindell, my pillow guy, who I support. Lindell goes back on Twitter, gets a bunch of followers, and then he's kicked off again. Obviously, Elon Musk is not in charge yet. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Hope you have a great Monday.